It's so open and beautiful.
When Lee Harris moved to the Rio Verde foothills northeast of the valley, she thought she had found paradise in the desert.
Natural desert, and it's right next to the Tonto National Forest. It's a lovely place to live. We've got another rainstorm heading our way.
But today, Lee is doing something she never dreamed she would have to, collecting rainwater in order to stay in her home. What is this water going to be used for?
Flushing toilets. We started using the rainwater to flush our toilets because we knew that that was a big waste of potable water.
In Rio Verde, the water wells are running dry, and it's become more challenging to get affordable water driven into the area by truck. Are you guys the canary in the coal mine for the state of Arizona?
We are. We might be for the entire Southwest or West.
Arizona is experiencing a mega drought. It's lasted 20 years. And while people in parts of the state are making a conscious effort to conserve water, there are other areas where businesses are using millions of gallons of water to turn dry desert into green fields. This is the Fondamonte alfalfa farm in the Butler Valley, west of Phoenix. The hay grown here will feed dairy cows back in Saudi Arabia. The farm uses a lot of water. How much? We don't know exactly because it's allowed to use as much as it wants to. Some water experts we spoke to say people are making too much of the Saudi Arabian connection here. That the real problem is not that a Saudi company is allowed to do this, it's that any company is allowed to do this.
The problem is the broken system. It's not evil outsiders coming to take advantage of us. What they're doing is they're just highlighting the problems with the system.
Natalie Koch is a professor of geography at Syracuse University. She's studied water use in the Middle East and in Arizona. She says corporate farms, mining operations, and other big businesses are taking advantage of an outdated state water law that allows landowners to pump virtually unlimited amounts of groundwater if they are outside of Maricopa, Pinal, Pima, and Santa Cruz counties.
If you just let anybody pump what they want, then whoever can drill deep wells can do exactly that, and they can pump as much water as they want and undercut everybody else in the area.
There is evidence in parts of western and eastern Arizona that big farms are starting to empty aquifers, which nearby communities rely on for drinking water. That's what's happening in the Butler Valley.
Farmers are taking a hard look at what they're doing right now.
Jeffrey Silvertooth is a soil scientist. He says state leaders in the agriculture community have no choice but to get realistic about how much water farms can pump out of the ground. Right now, agriculture uses 70% of Arizona's clean water. Can we afford to have agriculture in this state?
We have about a $24 billion industry from agriculture as a whole. I say we can't afford not to have agriculture in this state.
This year, the federal government is expected to reduce Arizona's share of Colorado River water, with farmers slated to take a brunt of the cuts. The state is seeing a surge of new well drilling applications.
There needs to be some kind of way of monitoring and regulating who is drawing what from the aquifers.
It's not just an agriculture problem. At some point in the not-so-distant future, cities like Phoenix, Tucson, and their suburbs will be looking for groundwater in places like the Butler Valley.
Problem is, in our community and so many communities, there are a lot of drought deniers.
Back in Rio Verde, they're hoping for more rain and wondering if this is the Arizona of the future for everyone.
We literally are the first ones to walk the plank.